So no one asked me any questions, so I decided that I'm going to make one that I thought would be helpful to most people. So I'm going to make one that's how to calibrate hard reset your gyro. This removes gyro drift. I've been told that it doesn't work on newer gyros, so if you make the program exactly like I did and it doesn't work, that means you got a newer gyro, and so it's not going to work. In which case, oh well, you can't fix drift programmatically. So what we need to do is we need to go and we need to measure rate, and then we need to measure angle. And what this will do is this will give us a hard reset. But it takes a little while. So if we wanted to, we could just do, whoops, that's not what I meant. We could just do this and just say, okay, that's good, and move on with it. But we can make it faster. So if we pull up a loop, instead of unlimited, we want it to be logic. That's what most of the loops that I like to use are. So while it's calibrating, it returns something that is not a number. So it actually gives you NaN, or not a number. So we're going to run a test, we're going to say if it's greater than or equal to 0, or less than 0, because since we have an OR, which I need to actually drag up, it's the logic operations, and we need to change it to an OR. So since we have an OR, so it will end if this is greater than or equal to 0 or less than 0. And the only time it wouldn't do that for any number ever is if we had not a number. So now this will do it, but what it's actually doing is it's telling it that right now the gyro is still. So if we bump it while we run this, well, it'll think that bumping it is still, and so when it's actually still, it'll think it's moving. So we want to make sure we repeat it multiple times. So if we put all of this in another loop, we can say until the gyro sensor angle equals 0. Because at this stage, as soon as the gyro angle equals 0, it'll exit the loop. And that's what the hard reset makes it. So we can say wait 0.2 of a second, and so it'll run through this, it'll hard reset it, it'll wait as quickly as it can, and then it will wait 0.2 seconds and check. And if it's equal to 0, then it will exit the loop and go on and do whatever else. But if it's not equal to 0, it'll come back through and recalibrate it. And I like to make it so that it's obvious when it's re-looped. So I put a nice little tone there, and so that every single time it comes through, it beeps. So that way it kind of fusses at you. It's like, get your hands away from the robot, because now I'm beeping twice, 3 times, whatever. So some people also like to change the status light to red and solid, so it's solid red. So that kind of is also obvious that, oh, we've been bumping it, we need to leave it alone.